What is going down, world? Welcome to the 40s. I go by the name Black Pegasus, and today I got a very special guest in the house, or maybe I'm his special guest because the professor of rock is going to profess to me his favorite band, I guess is what you're
My
saying.
favorite band of all time.
Wow.
Yeah,
Okay. Now, I can't lie. I've been waiting because we had talked about potentially collaborating. And from me watching your videos, I kept hearing about the Smiths. I've never even heard of this band.
yeah.
So I've never heard of this band. This is a total blind reaction. Obvious if I haven't heard of the band, I haven't heard this song. But I was like so intrigued because you kept saying like there are things that stood out to me when you make commentary, and one of them's the Smiths is my favorite band of all time. Also, how you have as much as you love Elton John, you're really a Billy Joel, like you lean
Yeah.
into Billy Joel and stuff like that. And I
Yep.
was always like, oh, that's cool, but who the hell are the Smiths? So here we are.
Here we
I
are.
flew all the way to Utah to find out who the Smiths are, you guys.
I don't know how of all the reactions we've done, I don't know, at this point we've done 7 or 8 or 9.
Yeah, I think
somewhere in there. And so far they've all been, you're showing me some things, I'm showing you some things, and they've gone well. This is the one that I'm not sure how it's going to go because the Smiths they're definitely not for everybody. They're they're a band that splits people. There are some people that think I'm nuts, that they're my favorite band. I'll go to that one to the grave because to me, they're the greatest band since the Beatles. They come from England. They come from Manchester. This band was my band, my whole world in high school. Man, I tell you how much I love the Smiths. I name my firstborn, his middle name is Morrissey, who's the lead singer of the Smiths. I was grateful that my first name is Stephen. Stephen, I go by Adam, but Stephen is my actual first name. My parents call me by my middle name.
Okay.
Because Stephen Patrick Morrissey is Morrissey's first name. I thought I was Morrissey for a long time. In high school, I had the hair when I had hair. I had the.
All right, let's just do it,
yeah,
man.
let's do it. This is the big reveal.
We're going to Turkey in a couple of months, and we're getting hair plugs, you guys. So embellish this. Laugh as much as you want. And we're back from Turkey.
Oh, I'm definitely not going to Turkey. I'm actually fine with being bald. I shaved my head in high school. I like Michael Stipe from REM, and he had shaved his head and he had the goatee, and that's kind of. So in high school, it was kind of me going between Michael Stipe and Morrissey. Who Morrissey has the big pompadour and the sideburns. I had the sideburns, and actually, I'm gonna let you know a little something. Some people say, "Oh, he just wears the hat because he's bald." Actually, I wear this hat as a tribute to my grandpa.
Oh, okay.
My grandpa always wore a fedora. He was from the old school. He passed away. But also Frank Sinatra. But yeah, the fedora, I used to wear it as a little kid. I would fill my grandpa's, and it was kind of
That's
a
awesome.
little bit of my tribute to him.
Yeah. Rest in peace, Gramps.
Yeah,
Oh yeah,
he's great. He was a great guy. Anyway,
awesome.
so Morrissey was my favorite, and Moz is his nickname. He's the lead singer, and the guitarist is Johnny Marr.
Okay.
Morrissey and Marr are what they're called, and I think they're the greatest songwriting duo since Lennon and McCartney. I think, Morrissey and Marr, they wrote, to me, perfect albums. They only released 4 studio albums because they were only together from about 1980, end of 82, beginning of 83, 83 to 87, officially 88.
Okay.
So they're only together 4 or 5 years.
Okay.
Solid years. They wrote all these incredible songs. And so the reason they wrote perfect albums is because they weren't around long enough to make mistakes.
Oh.
I think there were bands that came out at the same time, The Cure, Depeche Mode, who were kind of in that we call them the holy trinity of new wave.
Would this be considered new wave?
Yeah, I mean, it's hard to put it. I mean, they were the first. So many indie bands have copied this. Sure. Like, Billy Corgan said a few months ago that there were only 2 bands that you could point to that everybody else came from, and they were, the Beatles and Joy Division. And I have an argument with that because I think you could make an argument for for that. I agree with him, but I think the Smiths are one of those bands. I think you could also make an argument for Velvet Underground, but I'll go with the Smiths because to me, the Smiths, so many bands, Oasis and Suede, and all these great bands have come from the Smiths.
Gotcha.
So anyway, enough about that. I could go on about the Smiths forever. I know pretty much everything about the Smiths because when I was in high school, I was the explorer at the record store, tracking down the B side. I had every cut. I have every record, 45 album, everything the Smiths ever put out. I have it.
That's awesome.
And every book and I've read everything. So
Well, I'm excited
yeah,
to check out your favorite band. If you guys are here for a first time reaction, a blind reaction, like, share, comment, subscribe. We're going to skip the intro. If you guys like these reactions early, there's a membership for that, link in the description, but don't trip, no obligation. And support the Smiths by going to their YouTube and watching this on its own, right? This
yeah.
reaction video is not a substitute. We're going to break it down, have commentary, a bunch of different things. So support the original, and let's just dive into this and see what this is about. This is There Is a Light That Never Goes Out.
Take me out tonight, where there's music and there's people and the young and the light. Driving in your car, I never want to go home because I haven't got one anymore. Take me out tonight, because I want to see people and I want to see light. Driving in your car, oh please don't drop me home, because it's not my home, it's their home and I'm welcome no more. And if a double-decker bus crashes into us, to die by your side is such a heavenly way to die. And if a 10-ton truck kills the both of us, to die by your side, well, the pleasure, the privilege is mine. Take me out.
All right. What do you think?
So I actually like this. I'm trying to pinpoint it. So, I don't like making comparisons because
No.
when you're dealing with groups like this, so I always like I call it a reference point.
Sure.
And for the things that I've heard, the only reference point, you kind of called it out. You said Depeche Mode and stuff like that. But
Yeah.
for me, it's like in this vein of maybe like The Cure a little bit, like
Sure.
something I've heard from not
Sure.
like, but do you know what
Yeah.
I mean? Like a reference point,
Sure.
like, okay, this would be in a playlist revolving this.
The lead
But
singer of The Cure, Robert Smith, and Morrissey were like rivals back in the day.
Okay, so
Yeah,
there
it's
is
interesting.
something there.
Yeah. Yeah.
Because the other thing is his vocals are very distinct.
Yeah.
Like, like sometimes I'll talk about this sound signature that represents a time where it's like, what is it, like Nickelback and Stayed, and they have like this like in the back of their throat sound, and this just sounds really distinct. The music is extremely palatable and catchy, and then I'm getting like this kind of like an emo vibe, like like
emo
like
definitely came from this. Yeah.
like this whole like, if I die, like da 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 da, but it's just
Yeah.
like, I don't care, I'm with you type
To
of thing.
die by your side.
Yeah.
It's very English. He's very nasally, a crooner.
Uh-huh.
He's got, and Morrissey was a personality, man.
Uh-huh.
I mean, there'll never be another Morrissey. There was never one before him.
Uh-huh.
Total original. And, he says things that are not PC. So
Sure.
he's been canceled about as many times as somebody can be canceled. And he just says whatever he wants. He's always said it. He
Yeah.
said it clear back in the 80s. They would ask him what he thought of Madonna, and he would say horrible things. He'd say what he thinks about Bruce Springsteen. They'd ask him about modern artists, and he'd say, "I think Diana Russell's horrible." He would just he would share his real opinion,
Yeah.
and so there were a lot of people who, said a lot of things about Morrissey and very opinionated. But the one thing that cannot be denied is, and I'll go to the grave on this one, I think he's the greatest lyricist in pop history.
Oh, wow.
He has talk about poetry. He's the poet laureate of the 80s. And
as you said that, the one thing that I vibrated with was the lyrics and the song remind me of oh man, I don't know how to put it, but it's like this is Romeo and Juliet. I could be tripping, but like the lyrics remind, and that's where I kind of got
a double-decker bus,
this emo
crashes
thing,
into
but
us.
It's like it's
to die by your side, such a heavenly way to die. I mean, it's romantic. He's a total hopeless romantic.
Yeah.
And dude, that is why the Smiths.
That does hit. That does hit.
That's why they saved my life and my friends. We were all depressed in high school, and we would listen to Morrissey, and he and Robert Smith, The Cure, Martin Gore, and David Gahn, of Depeche Mode, they got it. They understood it. They said it in ways that, and that's what the Smiths are famous for.
So we've done about 9 reactions today.
Yeah.
And this one is up there. I have to say, for my style and personality, your boy Kenny Loggins took it today. I'm just keeping it real. He took it. And then Boston with Hitch a Ride, and then this is starting to favor. Like, I haven't got through this yet, so let's listen to it. But I do like, I don't know, I just like the laid back energy. I like this.
But you know that symphonic, that is Johnny Marr playing a keyboard, if you can believe that. That sound is coming from, he did some things to tweak it. You'd have to get into the production of it, but Johnny Marr is the most underappreciated guitarist that's ever lived. His chords, the choices he makes on instrumentation are just phenomenal.
Yeah.
And the Smiths are more of an acquired taste. Like, I'll be honest with you, the first time I heard the Smiths, I didn't like them. I like The Cure and I like Depeche Mode better.
Yeah.
But then as I started to listen to them and I dug deep into the lyrics, they became my favorite.
This song to me is easy listening. I'm like, okay, what like so I don't know what other songs they have where I might be like, like, what you're saying is an acquired taste, and then some things grow on you where you're just like, oh my God, I love this.
Yeah.
But this for me, so far, easy listening. I'm like, okay, got it.
Yeah, let's check it out.
Tonight, take me anywhere, don't care, don't care, don't care. And in the dark and underpass, I thought, oh God, my chance has come at last. But then a strange fear gripped me and I just couldn't ask. Take me out tonight. Oh, take me anywhere, don't care, don't care, don't care. Driving in your car, I never want to go home, because I haven't got one all alone. Oh, I haven't got one.
I almost thought I heard like okay, out of everything we heard today,
Yeah.
there's this mystery to this shit.
Oh man,
Like,
it's
his
a
voice-
moving song.
It's
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 so
the other thing is I love how like his voice you can sing along with in
Yeah.
the sense that you can kind of like I could imagine like being in my 20s, hanging out with a girl, and, like singing it to her, like kind of, and actually like it probably not doing a great job, but it's not like I'm trying to hit Brad Delp or
No.
Perry.
This
you know
is
what I'm
a
saying?
very
This is
much
just like you're
very
in pocket.
different.
But there is
Yeah.
something, I don't know what it is. But even though like I haven't seen a live performance, I don't know what he looks like, anything, there's just like a mysteriousness in the music to
Yeah.
me. But then there's just like this, like the synths and everything, there's like this catchy, like bringing you in. But his vocals, okay, this is the best part that I really actually enjoy is the contrast. There's like this, there's something going on with the music that is a higher frequency.
Yeah.
But there's something with his voice that's a little scary. Like, I'm ready to go over the edge, but I'm not. And I don't know how to explain it. But that contrast in both, I just like it. I'm like, it makes him mysterious to me. Because it's like, who the fuck puts double-decker bus in a lyric?
I know.
Like, what are we talking about? We could have
You
said a
got it.
train, a
You know
pickup. He said a double-decker bus.
It's romantic obsession. I mean,
Yeah.
you listen to that.
He's like,
that-
I'm going all out.
It's like there is a light that never goes out. I mean, there's so many different ways you can interpret that lyric, but I think what Morrissey is saying, that longing, that obsession, that there is a light that never goes out. There's a hope there. You know, it's funny because people would say that the Smiths, oh, Morrissey, I'm gonna off myself, or I'm gonna, his music's so depressing. He's always talking about this, that. Actually, it's really not.
Yeah.
He's actually what helped. I always say that I think that if you listen to the Smiths more, I think that the suicide rate would go down because he's expressing.
He helps you cope with it.
Yes, he helps
there's
you
a mechanism there. I can
There
see
is. This is a mechanism of hope for kids. Believe me, man. When I was, we've all been through it. When I was in high school, I mean, I look at what my son's going through. My little 15-year-old who's got autism, and I just like, sometimes I'm just like, kind of want to look up, and I look at. I've done this several times and say, "Oh, Lord, he's been through so much.
Yeah.
He's with his autism, and there was something that horrible happened to him when he was little, and he's had so many. Can you just take away the acne?
Yeah.
Does he not can he just not go through that stage? He's been through enough, man.
Yeah.
Don't like
Give him a break.
give him a break. Can you just look at that, and we've all been through there. We're awkward. We're trying to find our place. We don't know where we fit. And that's where Morrissey and Marr come in. That's where the Smiths, that's where they live. They live in this moment. Like, honestly, I don't listen to the Smiths as much as I used to. I used to listen to them all the time because I'm actually happy. I love my wife. I love my family. I love what I do. And so I'm just grateful. So I don't have those same feelings that I did have.
Yeah.
But they helped me to get to that point where I could see what was possible.
Yeah.
And that's what the Smiths have done with their music.
That's what I think is important with music in general. And this is something that I'm seeing from afar, so I don't know if there's any legitimacy to it. But I felt like we saw this transition in music that followed the mental health crisis in America, and it popped up in, I think, what they call new metal with the Linkin Parks and the Korn and all this music that was so centric on this mental health issue. Like, I am depressed, I feel all these things, and it peaked its head. But we're seeing the beginnings of it in stuff like this, and then it just, with the health, like so many more kids were feeling it, and it helps a whole generation cope and get through things because music is programming. I always talk about this: music, food, it's information, and you're programming your cells. So I do think it's good to listen to things like this and get through things, but you don't want to like live in that moment. And I think it's good to see this because this brings me back to like feelings like these overwhelming and it's funny. I kind of had a joke, but it's not really a joke. It's kind of true. But there's a thin line between stalker and romance.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And this walks that line.
It's right there. And I think that there's actually a really funny meme. They took a picture of Morrissey from a music video where he's in a car with this girl. he basically, is kind of looking at her like double decker bus. Smiths fans get it, but
Yeah.
but
Whoops.
he just expressed what we felt, the loneliness and the melancholy and the because man, it's a tough time, man.
Mhm.
High school. There's
Yeah.
not a day that goes by that I don't remember those feelings that I had.
Yep.
But he has so many songs like that. Like there's a song that he has, a solo song, and this isn't actually my favorite Smith song of all
Okay.
time. Actually, I haven't shown you that. This is just the more when I introduce people to the Smiths, it's got to be either this song or How Soon Is Now or Girlfriend in a Coma. There's these. He has great song titles, by the way.
Yo.
How Soon Is Out? Last night,
Girlfriend in a Coma is
last night
insane.
I dreamt somebody loved me. And
these are-
Outkast, by the way.
Wow.
Outkast said, who's the main singer for Outkast?
Andre 3000.
Andre.
He would be into them.
Andre
He would be
3000
into
said,
them.
they asked him, what's the one song you wish you'd written? He said, Last Night I Dreamt Somebody. He loves the Smiths.
That's
Like he gets it.
he's like super artsy out of
Yeah.
Outkast. He's like the super
Yeah.
like he's really
Totally.
that's crazy.
Yeah, and he loved it. And so
Have you seen Hey Ya? The video by
yeah.
Outkast, Hey Ya?
Oh,
Okay,
yeah.
because it was a tribute to the Beatles. That's
and I know it was Andre 3000. I
Yep.
just
Cool.
was having COVID brain, but yeah, I mean the Smiths, Morrissey, he's got a song called "Break Up the Family," is a solo song that he sings that described exactly how I felt word for word in high school. My favorite Smith song of all time is "Paint a Vulgar Picture." That's what it's called, and it's about a rock star dying and how they take advantage of. The record labels are taking advantage of them to sell more records and how they're going to do it. And there's just so many great lines in it,
Paint
you just
a
haven't
vulgar,
earned it yet, baby. And
Paint a Vulgar Picture is pretty gangster.
yeah, I mean, it is.
We're
It's
talking
a great
about
title.
like
I
gang
mean,
member.
the names of their albums, The Queen is Dead. Strange Ways, Here We Come. Strange Ways was a mental institution in the UK.
Okay.
I mean, just so many great. Meat is Murder. He's a big vegetarian.
Okay.
So,
oh man, we could have another. Okay, we'll have a conversation about this later because the one person who put like this, that is crazy. I didn't know that. So KRS-One made a song where he talks about pretty much like being a vegan.
yeah.
And it's like it's really groundbreaking for hip hop to do that in rap
Sure.
and at a really early time. And now that you're telling me that, because I always correlated food and music with reggae, because reggae would kind of bring that up. I eat the fish and the jaw and the whatever, you know. So that's wild stuff.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and The World Won't Listen is the name of one of their other albums, and Louder Than Bombs, and they just have so many great songs. Like, and my son, who I named Morrissey, I think I cursed him with that name because this is his favorite band of all time. And it's not from me forcing him to like it.
Yeah.
It really isn't. It's from him, his own experience of
listening to this. This is the perfect for that age group, though.
Yes.
There is something that connects, because I noticed it. I was like, yo, I feel like I literally went back to a time warp hanging out with this.
He's speaking our feelings.
Yes.
He's speaking, as teenagers, we've all felt this, and he's speaking our feelings. And that's why my son, a funny little story. So maybe we can end on this song, but this, my friend earlier that we were talking, that he called me on the phone. I put him on speaker, and you met him. His name's Ben, and he's been my friend going way, way back, all the way to like 5th grade. And he's a world-renowned sculptor. He sculpts the NFL Hall of Fame, and he's incredibly talented. And we both got put in the Snake River Hall of Fame, which is our high school. And we were the two screw-ups of our class. Yeah. The class clowns. We did the assemblies. We got the mic pulled on us because we did some stuff that was, not appropriate, that kind of stuff. Said some things. Anyway, he came to my house one time, and he said, I want to say hi to William, my son. And then so we go in this, I think it's like 2 years ago. We knock on his door, and I open up the door, and he's sitting down on the floor, and he's listening to the Smiths, and he's, wearing this black sweater, and he's like kind of swaying to it. And Ben Hammond my buddy goes, dude, I feel like I just took a time machine to the 90s, and I'm seeing you as a 16-year-old, as a 17-year-old. What is going on? And he says the people that know the Smiths will get this. He's like, William, do you wear black on the outside because black is how you feel on the inside? Because that's one of their lyrics. And it was a really funny moment. Even like filmed. He's like, I've got to get this on film, dude.
Yeah.
I'm looking at you 30 years ago, man. You know, whatever it was, and
I could see this, like the goth and the emo kids, going crazy over this specifically.
Totally.
So,
have you ever seen the movie 500 Days of Summer?
I don't think so.
Got Joseph Gordon-Levitt and Zooey Deschanel. There's a scene in it where he's listening to the Smiths, his headphones, and she says, "Is that the Smiths?" He's like, "Yeah." And she's like, "I love the Smiths." And it's like this classic scene, and it's just it is. It's like every really feeling person is like, "Oh, the Smiths are my favorite band." Life is so hard, and Morrissey gets me. And
that's awesome.
Yeah, man.
All right, well, I'm glad you introduced me to the Smiths. And
you gotta go for a deep dive. Heaven knows I'm miserable now.
Next time I'm coming back, I'm gonna have a black jacket, black nail polish, and I'm gonna be like, "Yo, dog, where's the Smiths?" I never wore
the black nail polish, but I did. I've been to many Morrissey concerts.
Oh yeah.
Little fact: I've had like 6 different interviews set up with Morrissey, and he's canceled every single one. He's kind of the master of cancel. He cancels shows. Like he's #1 in canceling concerts.
It's always the artists who make music like this.
I know, man.
I get it. Because I'm a tour manager. I've tour managed, let's say, and I've just seen it all. Like, you know.
I know we'd be friends if we ever met. I know we would because Morrissey and I would hit it off. But I don't know. Maybe I'll get that opportunity.
It's gonna happen.
Yeah.
We're putting it in the universe. Anyways, you guys, I just got introduced to the Smiths from the one and only Professor of Rock. Let us know what you guys think. Like, share, comment, subscribe. Go check out Professor of Rock channel. And we'll catch you guys on the next one. Peace and chicken grease.
Thank you for being some man. 40 years down the road, back again. FUQ.